What is going on, everyone? It is day 13 of training camp for the Houston Texans, and so much went on. We learned that backup quarterback Davis Mills had a real solid day, his first W in the past couple of training camp practices. We had our first physical altercation between linebacker Christian Harris and running back Devin Singletary. There was almost a fight. The crowd got into it. The offense and defense had to break it up. We learned that head coach D'Amico Ryans loved it. Now, I was at training camp practice today, and I will be at every remaining open training camp practice that the Houston Texans have available to the public. So make sure you guys are following me on my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. And if you are new here to the channel, welcome. I drop daily Houston Texans content. We just hit 7K subscribers. The goal is to get 10K by the end of the season. Help me get me there. And guys, thank y'all for the continued and endless support. I would not be where I am without you guys. Now, shout out to Cole Thompson, DJ Bieniemy, Landry Locker, and I got Cody Stutes. They do a great job covering the Houston Texans, and we are going to read some quotes from them today. Now, let's go ahead and see how day 13 went for the Houston Texans. This is from our guy, Cole Thompson. Stroud and Mills had moments. Stroud's O-line allowed more sacks. Christian Harris was everywhere. Jimmy Ward was on another level today. George Fant looked better at right tackle than left tackle. Tank Dell has worked well with both quarterbacks. Insert Will Anderson Jr. did cool stuff. The first part of this quote. Stroud and Mills had moments. It was Mills' day today. He looked like the better quarterback, and it's not saying that C.J. Stroud had a bad practice. Neither of these guys looked lost. They looked like they were on it. But Davis Mills was able to move the ball better and come towards, the end of practice. Davis Mills had 2 touchdown drives, one to number 82, one to Andrew Beck to end practice. It was Davis Mills' day today. And, shout out to number 10. We've been saying that this quarterback competition is over. But if he keeps, putting back-to-back good practices together and then another strong performance, against the Miami Dolphins come joint practices and preseason game, you never know what the Houston Texans are going to do. They haven't named a quarterback one just yet. But shout out to Davis Mills for having a solid day. Jimmy Ward almost had an interception on C.J. Stroud. I think it was on the very first pass, made a dive-in breakup and almost picked it off. And Jimmy Ward's intensity really got the defense fired up. And this is what gets you excited about Jimmy Ward. You knew that coming with head coach D'Amico Ryans, he was going to be the main person that was going to embody that swarm mentality, that nasty style of defense that the 49ers play, and you saw it today. This defense was on it the entire practice. Tank Dell worked well with both quarterbacks. Man, Tank Dell, you could chalk him up as maybe your wide receiver one. Once again, was the best wideout out there today. Worked good with C.J. Stroud. Worked good with Davis Mills. And after a strong performance against the New England Patriots where he had 5 catches, 65 yards, and a tutty, man, I am smashing the Offensive Rookie of the Year dark horse candidate for Mr. Tank Dell. Some more for Cole Thompson. Tavierre Thomas and Desmond King both working with first nickel. That's a good thing. C.J. Stroud's deep ball is very good when he waits. Henry Tua might have to only work with the ones. This defense is ready to hit someone else Miami come Wednesday. The C.J. Stroud deep ball was a highlight play. The crowd got excited. That was their loudest pop of today's practice. And he found Noah Brown deep up the middle. A beautiful deep ball. A nice catch. That's what you want to see from your second overall pick. It wasn't a horrible day for any of these quarterbacks. Both of them looked very good. It's just Davis Mills looked a little bit much better. And that's okay. The past 4 or 5 practices, it's been C.J. Stroud looking like the better quarterback. You like to see these guys, one having a good day, the other one having a good day. Henry Tua was once again in the backfield, breaking up passes. This guy might start soon rather than later for the Houston Texans, and this is going to be a tough cut room come, once we got to trim down the roster. I wonder who is going to be the odd man out in this linebacker group. Then we get to our guy DJ Bieniemy. Observations from Texans practice. CJ took all first team reps. Been over a week of that now. I think it is safe to say that we are going to hear CJ Stroud being named QB1 sooner rather than later. I know Davis Mills had a very solid day, but we need to see Davis Mills put together much more very good practices in order to entertain the conversation of him still in the QB1 spot away from CJ Stroud. CJ, he has been running with the ones, and like you said, it's been that way for over a week now. He went 10 of 13. First team O-line had some issues in pass protection. CJ was sacked 3 times. Jimmy Ward, woo, special today. Linebackers Harris, Cashman, and Henry to a flash. Will Anderson Jr. is good. In the previous Cole Thompson's observations, it said how CJ's O-line allowed 3 sacks. 2 of them would have been by Will Anderson Jr. He is consistently in the backfield, consistently making plays. He's pretty much been almost unblockable. Almost unblockable. But as soon as he gets it from the Laramie Tunsil, that's when he finds, a little bit of a hard time. But Will Anderson Jr., man, has been balling out, has been making plays, and flashed again today. CJ taking all the first team reps, man. That just, like I said, this is your second overall pick. He needs to do that. He needs to continue to build rapport with these wide receivers. He connected with Nico Collins today. He connected with Robert Woods today. I think everyone really pretty much got involved except for John Mechie. Maybe I was missing out, but it was a very solid day, for the rookie quarterback. And no Kenyon Green today. No Titus Howard, obviously with a broken hand. The offensive line was getting worked a couple times. Here's what I got on today's Texans quarterback battle. This is from Cole Thompson. CJ Stroud, 10 of 15, 3 sacks allowed, 2 drops. Davis Mills, 10 of 14, 1 sack allowed, 1 drop. Both these quarterbacks, a real solid day. You can't complain about how they performed. It's just number 10 was the bright spot of today's practice. Now we get to DJ Bieniemy. We almost had our first training camp fight. CJ Stroud threw it to Devin Singletary on an out route by the sidelines. Christian Harris pushed him to the floor. Devin got up ready to fight and even put up his set, but offense and defense broke it up. It was a little bit to the right of me where the fight happened. The crowd immediately, everyone got up from the stands and was chanting, fight, fight, fight. And you saw the intensity there at practice, man, and it hasn't been there the past couple of years. It got me excited. I wanted to go out there and play some football. And Landry Locker said, D'Amico Ryan says his reaction to the first training camp scuffle was finally. Says he wants intensity, edge, and passion in camp. Honestly, would David Culley say this? Would Lovie Smith say this? No, they would say, we don't tolerate that here in practice. But the fact that my head coach wants my offense and defense to go at it and, be enemies on the field, be family outside. Dude, this Houston Texans team is competing and was competing today. And it just gets me excited for the rest of preseason and the rest until NFL Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens. For more Houston Texans content, feel free to follow me for more. Let me know how you guys feel about day 13 of training camp. Go Texans. Have a very blessed day.